The SU-122-44 is a Soviet Tier 7 tank destroyer. Development was started in June of 1944 by the Uralmash Design Bureau. The vehicle was based on the T-44 chassis and had a conventional configuration, with the front placement of the fighting compartment. The SU-122-44 project was considered in October. In December, the design project was ready. However, SU-100M-2 with the rear placement of the fighting compartment was preferred. In World of Tanks, this is a Tier 7 tank destroyer with one of the best DPM, but let's see how it fares in some gameplay. Hello guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks Ace Tanker series. As you can see, today we'll be driving the SU-122-44, and driving the SU-122-44 is lablec. He is also platooned with Vasily Zaitsev, so we are going to see some nice sniping shots maybe. So, the SU-122-44, it's a Russian Tier 7 tank destroyer, and as you can see they have a really nice matchup here. Only 5 Tier 7 tanks on the enemy team, and the rest are Tier 6 and 5, so you can expect this tank to perform very well when you are top tier. And by performing very well I mean dealing more than 3000 damage easily, because the rate of fire and the gun on this tank are excellent. But let's just start from the beginning. So I'm talking about the rate of fire. The rate of fire of this tank is about 3000 damage per minute if you have the max crew on 100%. If you opt to choose the gun rammer and the ventilation, and if you have brothers in arms on your crew, you are going to get to about 3500 damage with ease on this tank, so DPM wise it is excellent. But how about the other characteristics of the gun? So it's a standard Russian 122mm gun. It has 175mm of penetration, 390 alpha, and in Tier 7, as I said, it's a beast. So you find this tank on you find this gun on almost any tank in the Russian lineup, starting from the Tier 6 on the KV-85 and going up to even Tier 9s can mount this gun. So it is a really nice gun that you can find in different kinds of variants, and this one on the SU-122-44, it's one of the best, and it has one of the best DPMs in the game, not just in Tier 7. As you can see, the game is going pretty nicely for them. Well, they are losing one tank, but you have the tanks that are trying to push on the right side, but actually they had almost died, all of them, and you can see that the enemies are pushing on the counter-attack. So a lot of tanks are sniping in the middle, but Vasily and lablec and his friend Vasily, because this is lablec's replay, they're going to try and defend the left side to not allow the enemy tanks to push forward and overcome them and flank them from two sides. Now, excellent shot here on the T-43. The T-43 really tries to get out of sight here, but you saw the rate of fire on this tank. It's excellent, and it allows him to take out that tank with quite an easy shot there. Now here comes the T-34-85, and he tries to flank the SU-122-44, but you can see that the traverse speed, oh my god, he got tracked. You can see that the traverse speed on the SU is pretty nice here. The T-34-85 really doesn't stand a chance here. So this is a common mistake that people make when trying to fight this tank. They are trying to flank it, but they do not know the traverse of the tank. As the tank is built on the chassis of the T-44, you can get, you can imagine the traverse, so it's basically the same as the T-44s. Now we saw a really nice gameplay here. He bounced one shot from the other Tier 6 Russian premium tank destroyer, and with the great DPM that he has, he was able to fire 2 times before that tank destroyer reloaded. Now that is really nice. That is something that you can take advantage when you are trying to win these kind of games. Now they're still playing nicely here. it's 5 versus 6, but the enemies have pushed into the friendly cap, and it's a matter of time when they kill all of the friendly tanks. Now, one thing that is pretty bad for them here is the enemies are taking out their artillery, and they are going to be left alone against 6 of the enemy tanks. Now, Vasily is trying to defend. He is going into a position from which he can try and spot on the enemies, but one problem with the SU-122-44 is if you don't have the binoculars, you're not going to see very far. This tank doesn't get a good view range, so you have to rely on your enemies, on your friendly tanks to spot your enemies, and you have to play like that if you want to try and do some damage. Or either you opt for the binoculars, but that doesn't allow you then to carry other things that you might want to take in this tank, like for example the ventilation. So they are now left 2 against 5, and it is a matter of time that we are starting to see the, well, 2 of them trying to win this game. Actually, I was talking about 2 of them winning this game, and it looks like lablec is going to be fighting alone for the Kolobanov's medal here against 5 of the enemies. Now let's see what he can do. He finds the SU-122-44. Quick aim here, really nice damage there, and he blocks the damage from the SU-122-44. Now he was firing premium, that's why he didn't bounce. The SU is firing 175mm shells, and that wasn't enough for him to penetrate the front of this tank. Now you can see that the Cromwell is trying to reverse around this tank, but as I was saying, the excellent reverse on this tank allows him to turn around quickly enough, even for a Cromwell, which is a pretty mobile machine, and to basically kill him. Now the situation is looking far better. Unfortunately, he gets hit 2 times here by the artillery. What he should have done here is go behind this hill here, try and push that Cromwell forward and maybe hide behind him from the other Cromwell that's left alive, and, well, stay hidden from the artillery. Now he is doing a smart thing here. He is going for the artillery. The question is, will he be able to find it in time, and will the enemy Cromwell that is left alone go for the cap? Now, if the enemy goes for the cap, the mobility of this tank destroyer is good enough to get back and reset in time. But it looks like the Cromwell is not going to go for the cap, and that might be a mistake by the enemy team. They could have capped this one easily and win the game like that, but they wanted to kill everybody in this game, and this is something that they have to fight off now at the end. So lablec has his 6th kill, and he's going to find the artillery behind this railway. Or is he? Okay, he finds 1 artillery. That's the Hummel. It looks like the Hummel didn't spot him, and that's a nice shot on the Hummel. Now he gets spotted here, so the enemy is nowhere he is. Cromwell Berlin is trying to flank him here, but this is a very... Oh my god, he misses the Cromwell Berlin. Now it's the matter of time of question who will have the first shot here. Oh, he tracks the Cromwell Berlin. This is so... Oh my god. But the excellent armor comes through once again, and this one didn't miss. Wow, that was some, well, just heartbreaking, nerve-breaking, whatever you want to call it. Now he's doing the smart thing. He is hiding from the artillery here. He doesn't really know where the artillery is, but as he didn't spot it on the A line where the Hummel was, the artillery probably is somewhere on the far side, let's say on the lower road on the 8 line. So yeah, you can see in the chat that the enemies are just telling him where the artillery is on D8 and D8. So artillery is moving towards the friendly cap, and let's see what lablec is going to do here. It looks like he doesn't believe the enemies that are trying to tell him where the artillery is. He wants to take a look by himself where the artillery is. So yeah, not believing the enemies sometimes is good. and he decides to go for the cap here. Now this is what you should do when you are 1v1 at the end and you have the artillery on the opposing side. So only thing that artillery can do here to win this is to go to the friendly cap and try and blind shot lablec in his SU. Either that or the artillery has to come out and just spot him and try and shoot him. So, well, as I said, the view range on the SU is not that great, but probably the view range on the artillery is not that great, so he has probably the first shot here. Now you can see that the artillery took a shot here trying to find the blind shot on the SU, and you can see him moving around the cap circle trying to avoid the artillery that is firing blind. Now the one thing that I would probably do here is just stay in one place, because moving around like this really doesn't help you. If the artillery hits you, it is going to hit you. There is not much that you can do about this. You saw where the first shell flew in and hit. Let's see if the artillery has another chance to reset here. He probably will have. Just the question, will he be... Oh my god, that was close. That was actually close where the SU was parked first time. And if he was doing the things I said, he would probably die here. So the cap goes to 100. That's a GG, and let's take a look at the post-game stats. lablec had an excellent game here. He got a couple of medals like Hand of God, Bruiser, Duelist, Fire for Effect, Shellproof, Radley-Walters Medal, Kolobanov's Medal, Spartan, High Caliber, Invader, Top Gun, and of course the Mastery Badge Ace Tanker. On the team score sheet we can see that he scored 1495 experience, 8 kills and over 4000 damage. On detailed report we can see that he fired 18 shots, of which 14 hit the target and 13 penetrated. And with the premium account he was able to score 114,000 credits, which is quite impressive. Let's just say a couple of words about the gameplay. Now we saw an excellent gameplay here by lablec. He was doing everything right. He used his tank to the fullest. He used the excellent mobility of the tank to change flanks. He used the excellent DPM of the tank to kill a couple of tanks quickly and not allow them to reload even. And he also used the excellent traverse speed more than once to not allow the enemy medium tanks to flank him. At the end he did everything okay. He went for the artillery, finished the artillery, and was able to, well, once again use the traverse speed of his tank and excellent armor in tier 7. At the end he was capping for the win, and that's how you win the Kolobanov medal without killing the last 5 tanks. But all in all it was a really nice gameplay. As always guys, if you liked the video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it, but I really don't know what you can dislike in a Kolobanov's medal replay. If you have some thoughts or questions about this tank, leave a comment down in the comment section below. And if you are wondering what to watch next, you have in the top right corner a little I button that can lead you to a previous video. It's me trying to commentate on the football game. As always guys, I hope you like this one, and I'll see you in the next one.